Where does me stop, like, in terms of, like, where do you stop within yourself and then allow everyone else in?
Me don't stop if you're living through the full sense of self. The full sense of self is the ego, innit? And that's always going to be focused on the idea of me. But when you strip that back, it's always an us thing. Because awareness, consciousness ties us all in. That's what makes us all one. But the me's, that's just the ego. That's not about us. And I actually think that that's a key reason why black people suffer. Because we think if I make it, that's it. If I get out, that's it. Or I've made something of myself, instead of we all have to get out. And if we all don't get out, we failed. Can you imagine if that was the mentality?
Right.
Because you wouldn't stop. You wouldn't think like say, oh, them man are slacking. No, you would understand the spell that them man are under to bring them out or help. So me don't stop until you get rid of the false sense of self in my mind.
Down to that question.
Well, that's that done.
Yeah, I think the days of putting me on hold is that they're over. You know, like it's all about not just all about me, but it's all about recognizing that I need to take care of number one and look after number one a lot more, and we can everyone else as well. Not everyone actually. I think this is what the conversation is about. Not everyone.
Can you only think like that if you've given yourself away too much? Because for me, I never actually consciously thought about, right, I'm going to do for me, because I was always for me anyway.
Right.
So it wasn't like, oh, I need to do this for me. I always knew what I needed, so I was doing it anyway,
Right.
kind of.
So to answer your question, yeah, I was more about us from early.
Okay. Oh,
You
yeah.
mess things up.
So you was
So now
giving
when I
yourself
found
away to the point
I had to
where
come
you
back to me.
recognised that you had to bring it back.
I'm the same as
that
you.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So I've always been a us, even more them.
Even more
And I
them.
think initially it's about because I was avoiding myself. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh wait, hold on, there's me too here. So then you go back to you, and then you realise it's still about us.
It's still about.
But you need to
In
be
a different
serving
way.
you.
You need to
in a
be
different-
ready
Yeah.
to serve us.
Yes.
And you can only
You
do
can't
that if you
yeah.
serve
So
yourself
yourself,
first,
yeah,
not keep yourself
that's
out.
it.
And that for me is where it's like the opposite way round. People are pouring out, but they got nothing internally, like nothing to fill.
Yeah.
Nothing. They're not really pouring anything
Yeah.
out. They're just pouring nothingness.
I think it's because we miss being connected for real.
Yeah.
I think with that true connection, people are giving more and hoping that they're going to get some sort of return for it. It's like a girl 20s or something, giving a man sex, thinking maybe he's going to love me for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that kind of, we're all trying to connect to it.
And it's true.
It's
true. And it's like behaviour that is mindless, not mindful. So like you're not filling your mind with the right stuff.
See, I agree with what you said to an extent.
But
sorry, Jay.
Okay.
But it's weird because I see it a bit differently in the sense that I think I grew up with more of a them, and I used to get in trouble for it. And it was always, what about you? And I was always like, yeah, I'll come after. So I'd be like, oh, let everyone else eat, I'll get the last plate. And sometimes that last plate ain't full, but in my head, yeah, but everyone else ate, so it's cool, at least I've still got something. So I always looked at it as, I didn't do it to see that, eventually I'll get this back. My thing was just literally, let me give.
that was natural.
So, yeah, and then when you realise, over time, as you get older, even though people have been saying it, because of who's saying it, you think, it's more of a bias thing. But then you realise over the years, that plate is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, now you're feeling drained.
Where's my double?
When you're giving it, but when you're getting drained, it's only when I feel like you start feeling, I'm still trying to give, but where? I'm getting tired now. Then you realise, actually, no, I have to do it.
You wasn't the one in the wrong. You wasn't the one that was wrong or doing something wrong. Unfortunately, you was filling up how many cups and they weren't interested in pouring nothing back in yours.
That's it.
It seems like.
And that's the thing, but the thing is, when they were, I could have been like doing this, like fully giving everyone cups, and as long as someone just went, in my head, you was giving me back. And because I wasn't expecting anything, you giving me like a little 25 mils when I've given you 100 is still something. And I'm now thinking, yeah, but if everyone's giving me 25 mils, then I'm going to get full up. And I am. I'm not realising how long it's taking me to become full. But the minute I'm full, I'm pouring.
I think it's a trick question.
But you need to know. You need to know what they're pouring into you.
Right, but what I'm saying is from young, if it's something I've always done, I've had to learn that as I've got older. And now that I've learned it, now it's becoming more me because I realise I have to sustain me in order to sustain others.
That's more about the environment than it does you.
I've found that I have been a giver, but it's never necessarily the person I'm giving to that. I always find that I get it back in some way or another. So whether I'm giving to you, so I might meet you one day, don't know you from nowhere, and you've just given me something that will carry through with life.
You kick the door down.
So, and now I know how to keep that balance.
It's always about us.
I'm never without. I'm never going to be without. It's not going to come back from you, but it's going to come from somewhere else.
When you give with an intent, you always get it back.
And
so it's always about us.
But then that's how the circle goes round. Because even if someone else gives you, depending on the nature of how you are, you might then, as you said, you're giving out to them. You're getting it from them, so the circle's going round. That's why it remains as a we. Whereas if you get it from someone else, but you still, some people like me, I still wouldn't give it to maybe that one person. I still would have been like, ... and it exhausts it. So as much as it's a we, it still dies down.
So is anyone seen Tinder Swindler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My woman's been telling me to watch that for so long.
Okay,
so
yeah, exactly. Come on, but what we're talking about is an exchange of values because he was giving value, and he was giving money and giving money.
What was the value?
You weren't giving no value.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, the dream was
The
about
dream.
He
was
sold
the
him
dream.
the
The
dream. He sold
phone
him the
calls.
dream.
Good morning, darling.
Private
how are
jet.
you?
So he was
How's
making them
work
feel.
today?
I'm crying.
I want to see mum. Yeah, come to meet
No,
mum.
but that's the thing though, because
Took her out
he
for
made
dinner
it
that
seem
one
like
time.
he's a bit genuine.
So he gave that some sort of value, and they returned it with 30k loan. Here's my second credit card. All of them kind of things. Yeah.
So what are you saying?
And then he said, my
So
enemies
the
are after
Netflix
me.
thing says, yeah.
So
But what I'm saying is,
What's
yeah,
it? It's strange.
No.
that exchange of giving to people, it's about who we're giving to. Yeah. And you can find somebody that can drain you, and what?
You know I'm passing you stuff.
You're just gonna get.
I'm just passing you stuff.
Someone can just. I'm telling you, you can have a good open heart. Yeah. And
It's on
someone's
you
gonna
to
keep.
draw the line, right?
Yeah, it's on you to identify who you're trying.